Welcome to another
Welcome.
exciting episode of Married Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Ken.
And I'm your boy, Will.
And you know what? Today's episode, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it because we know you guys want to know what we about to get into. But I got a
Hmm.
question for my brother. Um,
Ready? Let's
yeah,
see.
I already got a question. It's been on
Hmm.
my mind for a little bit.
Oh, you was brewing
Okay.
on this one.
Yeah, most deaf. Um, well, here's the question. Do you feel once you're married, is well, erase that. Once you is marriage always 50-50?
For I don't even like putting a number on marriage because it's you do your part in the
Mhm.
marriage, and I'm gonna do my part. Once we put number into it, I think that's when a lot of but this is America, so people will put number, but it shouldn't be no 50-50.
No, 50-50.
Nah.
So what you're telling me is that there shouldn't be guys, partners shouldn't go together, put on 50-50?
No, the partner. Okay, like in a marriage, right?
Uh-huh.
Like especially like I would say in my marriage, I know where my strong suit at.
Okay.
My wife knows where her strong suit at.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cuz if we say 50-50, you know what I'm saying, then that means you're going to take care of the kids one way, I'm going to take care of the kids, you know what I'm saying, 50, you take care, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it should be like that.
Okay.
Even in finances is, I help you, you help me.
Definitely. And what he just said, finances, that's exactly what we about to get into, marriage and finance. Cause as we all know, that's kind of a touchy subject. We go on social media and we see all this. Oh, my man is taking care of all the bills. And there's that stigma where, that's what they that's what they believe is supposed to happen, when in reality, you know, once you enter a marriage, is like he said, it's not always going to be 50-50. Some days, you're going to have to pick up 80, she's going to pick up 20, vice versa. um but again, we don't really like putting numbers to it because, for example, in my situation, I've been lucky enough to where me and my wife really haven't, bump heads when it comes to finance in our marriage. We've been pretty cordial. I'm not gonna say, it's been perfect. Yeah, there's been times where, you know I'm unable to take care of something, and maybe she's taking care of something for a little bit of time, and then she may get frustrated. Um and me as a man, I my wife, she'll take care of some bills, but if I'm in the down, and she's taking care of something that I can't take care of right
Yeah.
then and there, it's not it's I can't sit there long enough, like going 2-3 months, and then she's still doing that. Me personally, I'm gonna get off my ass for,
And
find
find something to
something to
do.
where, gotta hustle it, gotta make the bread so that I can do what I need to do as a man. Have you ever been in that situation where, you weren't able to take care of something, and wifey had to kind of pick it up for you?
Like honestly, I went through a rough patch even right now,
Okay.
being not being in my job and not knowing where I'm going right now as far as what's going to be my next move. Starting off this business venture, that me and my wife we said, we want to do.
Okay.
But her finances, what I'm saying, her work is taking care of all the bills and everything right now necessary. Of course, we put a little something to the side, but
Right.
you don't want to go to that.
Yeah, the savings, you can't really
Nah,
touch that.
but she really held things down, and that's the thing about like marriage,
Right.
because you never know when you're gonna fall on your behind.
Mhm.
Because you as a man, you work hard, you pay bills, and she pays bills too. and you never know when that time gonna come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been her. She could have lost her job, or you know what I'm saying. She could say, I don't think I want to work here anymore. I quit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you gotta hold some things down until she gets on her feet. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's why I said the number as far as like 50-50 to me, it's
It's just there, I
it's just
guess.
there. Like I know this is America. We always put a number on it, but I don't feel like it should be a number because what you can do, like there's for example, if she's the
Right.
one making the money as of right now, my job is to take care of the kids, make sure that when she comes home, that's the least of her worries.
Mm. So just take some burden off of her.
Completely.
Um, and I totally agree with that because again, there's just times where one of you guys just aren't able to, pay, come up with their half. And so the other half definitely just has to step up in that matter.
Not to cut you off.
No,
And
go
then
ahead.
there's the part where like the man may make so much more money than the wife
Right.
that he
Yeah.
takes care of everything.
Of
You know what I'm
course. Of
saying?
course.
But and then we be like, what the wife do? You know, taking care of the kids is a huge task. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
Definitely.
And for us men, we may not look at it like, oh, what's she doing? But the groceries, taking care of the kids or whatever, making sure that you is good, that's a job of its own.
That's why that shared, financial goals come into place. You guys got to have that communication to be able to talk that out. Because if there's no clear vision of where you guys want to go, then everything pretty much kind of falls into shambles, and you guys kind of fall back, take a step back when you guys should actually be, moving forward. Um, I will have to say one thing though, because I know earlier we were speaking to an older guy, and
Yeah,
and let me tell you, this was just random.
yeah,
My brother went
and
ahead and just
I went and tapped in on my old 7-Eleven days because because like me, I like getting people
opinions,
opinion.
right?
So I don't mind who I talk to. It could be white, black, Spanish, older, younger.
Right,
I'm open to dialogue.
definitely.
And what was I can't remember the
Well, you
question.
you asked them, um, and not to go off of subject because we're just this is what we do, of course. So he asked him, certain questions in regards to like respectful and disrespectful cheating. That we'll probably put in BTS, but there was another question that you asked.
Hmm.
You asked them if you feel like, um, can a woman make more money than the
The
man,
man, yeah.
and will like will the marriage be sustainable?
Hmm.
And he pretty much said no at all.
But even hearing from his voice, he probably Arab. You know what I'm saying? Or from somewhere in Africa.
Somewhere, some
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Saudi or African, something like that. And I can honestly say, like, that's their culture.
yeah, but I'm gonna disagree only because of the fact I know some people who make it work. Because at the end of the day, it's about like trading off, which is what you guys can give to each other, what you guys can sacrifice.
Yeah.
In this day and age, will it work? Most likely not. God, men have too much pride nowadays.
That's the thing with us, man. We have too
Much
much
pride.
pride, and we're not willing to compromise. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
I mean, I disagree with what his answer is saying, like, it won't work. I want to modify that. Because I agree. I disagree, but I agree. So it's kind of draw down the line, down the middle.
Hmm.
Because I think it won't work if a man sits in that position.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He
don't.
get comfortable. Yeah,
Yes,
he get
and
comfortable.
he gets comfortable.
Yeah.
But if for instance, if he's just in that situation just temporarily, then yeah, it may work depending on how what's the word I'm looking for? How patient the wife is or his spouse is.
I like that. I
Um
like that because
because it
a
it,
lot
it
a
it
lot
all
of
comes
a lot of
down.
women don't have patience.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no.
And sometimes it's the around the company that they keep.
Right.
Like thank God for me. And like I said, I I'm in a situation where I wasn't working, and my wife is holding things down.
No, I mean, I've been
You
in
know what I'm saying?
situations like that too. I mean,
Holding things down, and as a man, say we go to scratching and clawing our heads like,
right.
what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And I come from the streets where I'm in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna do something illegal to to make some ends meet until I get on my feet. You know what I'm saying? Working and
Right.
whatnot. But it's common when the wife says to you, "Hey, I got you.
Look,
I
man, that's
got
the
you."
most common thing ever. And then, even when they're like, don't stress it out. Don't worry. That's what, when they give you that reassurance, um, and this is just specifically to the women. If your man is down, don't he already I'm a man already knows when he's down.
Don't kick him.
Just don't kick him. All I can say is encourage him, and continue to just be there and support him if he's not mistreating you. I'm not gonna say like if he's doing all this other stuff, to continue to be with him. But if he's a good man and if he's trying but nothing is really working out, just have a little bit more patience with him. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he's beating up himself, and trying to figure this whole thing out. Because when I went into this marriage, I didn't my expectations were a little different. I guess I expected everything to just be, magically just be the way it is in a marriage. You were gonna say something?
I think most men when they get into marriage, I guess, and social media have a strong role in it
Yeah.
because we think that we're gonna always make that money. We're gonna take care of bills and all this. But in this new age, I'm a black man.
Yeah.
You're a black man. And even though like society tells us that the man makes more money and holds down the household, but this new age,
Yeah, it's the
women make,
women. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Women go to school, graduate, or they get better opportunities than, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
majority of us black men nowadays. What now? Not saying that we don't get the opportunities or whatnot, but they really grind and they claw to get top of the ladder. For instance, I work at 7-Eleven,
Right.
and I was making way more money than my wife whatnot, being a manager. And she started as a regular, you know what I'm saying, person at her job, you know what I'm saying, even though she worked for a government. She climbed up the ladder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I remember when she started making more money than me, I felt some type of way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like even any argument that we get into, or because you making more money than me now, so you feel like you talking like that. Saying
Mm,
and a lot of us men, we feel like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's
yeah.
not on them that make us feel like that. We make ourselves feel like that.
I mean, I think it's how we grew up too. Like for instance, right? We're Haitian, so culturally, the way we grew up is a lot different from what's being
Hmm.
how kids grow up, how kids are growing up now, right?
Most Caribbean men like that.
Yeah, of course. Um, I mean, that's why that finance with marriage is just a touchy subject. A lot of people I mean, if they can't get it right, that's a means for divorce. For a lot of people, if they're not in that top tier, if their man is not making a certain amount, or if the man is not able to hold down what he's able to hold down, that's for a lot of women, that's like terms for divorce. Um, and I mean, I don't know what happens in a lot of marriages, of course. I can only have my own opinions, but statistically, I know that finance definitely plays a major role in that, in divorce, of
Mhm.
course.
Mhm.
Um, because you have two people who are joining together.
Mhm.
Um,
It's supposed to be one.
right. And we if there's never been a discussion between them in regards to finance, a lot of times some people go into marriage and they just don't say anything, right?
They don't know who their partner is. As
Right.
far as when I say that they don't know who their partner is, um, the husband could be frivolous with money, or the wife could be frivolous with money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or together, we just frivolous with money.
Okay.
We just don't know how to save. We just take care of bills.
Right.
We take care of what we need to take care of, but we never really sit down and say, "Hey, this is what you make. This is what I make. We're gonna put this together. We're gonna take care of our bills. We're gonna make sure that our kids are straight. This is what we put to the side. This is what we have to go out for. You know what I'm saying? For
Right,
have a
right.
good time. A lot of marriages, especially black marriages,
Mhm.
they don't last because they don't have that quote unquote communication.
Again, that communication definitely plays a big role. And like you mentioned, if you don't know your partner's financial status, I mean, when I mean by financial status is like how they deal with money, then it's gonna be, I'll be honest, I think it's just gonna be a rocky start. But like you mentioned, that goes back to that sharing each other's financial goals so that you guys both know what you guys are getting yourself into. You guys have a goal, whether it's to save to get a house, whether it's just to save so that you guys, if anything happens, you guys are straight. You guys don't have to really go to family to ask. Not saying asking family is bad. If you have really good family, then it shouldn't be
Now,
an issue. But
I'm gonna ask you a question.
go ahead.
Do you think it makes a difference having a joint account or having a separate account when you get married?
Um, I don't a difference. I don't.
Because we've all been told that when we get married, our money is one. We should have a joint account.
Let me reiterate that. In this day and age,
Hmm.
when we're married, well, not when we're married, but when a guy is married with their wife,
Hmm.
my account is our account.
Hmm.
Their account is their account,
Hmm.
right?
But we don't have an account.
But you don't what?
We don't have an our account. As far as when you live on your own as a
Right.
man, she was living on her own as a woman.
Mhm.
She gonna always have an account that she had.
Yeah, I mean, I think
You know what I'm saying? And we might say, "Oh yeah, when we get together, we're gonna start our account together." How often you think that happens?
I don't think not a lot, honestly. I mean, this is the thing. I think in a marriage there should be just one joint account, and then
Hmm.
you guys should probably have your own separate. Not to say like, I mean, if you're making your own, I mean, because having a joint account is just so that you guys can get the bills paid. Make sure you guys have a roof over your heads and whatnot.
Hmm.
Make sure the kids are good. Make sure everything is situated. Um, but like for instance, right? Let's say you have a side hustle. She has a side hustle. Um, I don't think if I come to you and I say, if I spend what I made off my side hustle for you,
Hmm.
then that's what it is. But I don't think a woman should expect it. I mean, I don't think my wife should expect it. And by that I mean like if I'm doing okay, if I'm already taking care of bills
Hmm.
and I got my own little, stash,
Yeah,
that's my own little stash.
yeah,
That's if I choose to um spend it on you, of course, which normally I do.
yeah. You're going to.
I do anyways,
Hmm.
then that's by choice. Bills already bills are already paid.
Paid.
I've already taken care of that. So everything extra, of course. Yeah,
Now,
I'm not one of them type of people like, oh no, you ain't gonna. I'm not gonna let you touch this. Yeah, if
mm,
wifey come to me and be
mhm.
like, you know,
Would you get mad
yeah,
if you find out she had an extra stash?
and she didn't tell me,
She didn't tell you.
mm, I'm not gonna be mad. But if, for instance, if there's no means to how you got it, like, then I'm gonna ask, like, how the hell you? If you ain't got no side hustle, how the hell you know
Got this little extra. You
doing what?
know what I'm saying?
No, no. Like
The
if
question's gonna rise,
so
right?
if she's okay, so if she's taking a little bit of money from whatever she gets puts into the joint so
Mhm.
that she can stash it away for herself.
Mhm.
I mean, if she tells me that like that, I'm like, okay, that's you know, just as long as the bills is being
Paid.
paid, that's the number one thing we got to take care of
In this
first.
modern day age, I feel like that's what really happens. Um, we work.
Mhm.
I take care of the bills. You know what I'm saying? Like just being realistic. The 9 to 5 workers. You know what I'm saying? The paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Marriages. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take care of bills. You take care of your family as far as the kids or whatnot, and the rest, spent frivolously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you guys have,
But if she comes to if let's just say we we down and out like a little bit, and she pops up with a account that has 2-3 thousands in there, you're not gonna scratch your head.
I'm gonna scratch my head if like I don't know how she got it. If she has, again, if everything else is being, now if she has all this money and yet she's just like this, and I find out, like, I'm gonna be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna
But
get.
it's different if she opens up and tell you, "Hey, babe, I got a little something on the side." She don't got to tell you, but
She
she
don't,
tells you.
exactly. That's where a man can be like, okay, she cares.
Yeah,
Like
come.
she cares
I
enough
can
to
let my
just,
guard down. I
you
feel
know,
comfortable. But if you just pop up with with some money, whatever, cause first question a man gonna ask you is, "Where you get that from?"
yeah.
You know what I'm
What,
saying?
like, what's what like are you planning to do anything with that? Like, and that's where the sharing of them financial goals. Because if it's not sharing, and she's thinking some other way, like, okay, well, I'm gonna just save up my own money so I can start whatever I need to start. It's not about that she's hiding it. It's just like,
Just be open
yeah,
about it.
just be open about it. Like for me, I mean, I'm gonna like, if she asks, I'm gonna be like, yo, I got some stashed away, you know, I some stashed away. Oh, she automatically gonna know
She
that
gonna know that.
because
Cause
I'll
most
probably
men,
be giving, yeah,
most men gonna tell you, "I got a little something stashed to the side." They might not
exactly,
tell you what it is or whatnot. We might go out and he pull out a waddle, you know what I'm saying, or whatever
yeah,
it is, and then you're like, "Where you get that money from?" And most men gonna tell you, "Man, I was doing a little this, and I was doing
yeah,
that or whatever. That's how I got this or whatnot." Women, for us men, when women does that and they don't tell us that we got something on the side,
all right,
we think the negative off top.
yeah, you're right. Like, another nigga gave you that or something? Like,
Where you got that from?
where you got that from? No, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. But I mean, I think that's all case by case. I don't think every guy is gonna, cause if like my job like give out bonuses, I think her job gives out bonuses too. So if
Mhm.
she's just saving her bonus money, then
Yeah,
like she could just
it
say,
ain't none of
yeah.
your, it ain't none of your business.
But at the
But communication, like I
yeah,
said, like communication, and that's the other part that we gonna talk about later on, as
right.
far as like emotional intimacy. You know what I'm saying? Because if she gives bonuses or whatever, she'll be like, "Yo, babe, I got my job gave me like a $1,000 or $500 bonus." First question you probably, what you gonna do with it? I put it on my side. I put it to the side.
Hey, before you get into that, with my job, every December, right?
Hmm.
My boss, he'll take us out. Everybody.
Hmm.
It's only like 8 of us though. He'll take us out, and for dinner.
Mhm.
Christmas dinner or whatnot, and we all know what that is. That's bonus. So we have to bring our spouse or
Yeah.
somebody that we're with. So she automatically knows like how much I'm getting because he literally hands everybody
Envelope.
yeah, an envelope. So it's like it ain't no hiding for me.
Most men, it ain't no hiding. To be honest with you,
No.
like in a marriage, it's hard for men to hide money from their wives.
Yeah. I mean, for us, I think for us, when we're able to take care of the household, it's a
Hmm.
sense of like
Pride,
pride.
joy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now,
You know,
baby, keep your,
we could
keep
be
your.
we could be dead broke. Be dead broke. But the bills is paid and everything.
And you got a little something to the side.
And you
just
got a
enough.
little, you got a little
Yeah.
something to the
We
side.
poke our chest out a
Yeah,
little
poke
bit.
our chest out a little bit, like, it may, for us, I'll be honest, it is something that makes us, kind of boast up a little bit. Because if we feel like we're doing something right. But you gotta also be able to deal with your man's mood swings because we ain't always gonna be up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um,
And when a man pockets are low, I feel that's when he's his most angriest. He's more vulnerable. That's when you know who your man really is.
right.
And as far as a wife, that's when you step up and say, "Babe, I got this."
Yeah.
And trust me when I say this, a man gonna appreciate his wife 10 times more.
I think a man will when a man sees that, like, for example, when my woman, like, I had a situation where I was actually out of a job. This was years ago. Out of a job for like 3-4 months.
Mhm.
Um, but at that current job, I hated it. It was a call center, bro. I
Yeah.
hate being on the phone. I just hate it.
Inbound, outbound.
It was both.
Oh.
So it was just calls coming in left, man. I just hated it. And it was at a point where I was just like, man, I would drag my feet. Um, and my wife, she was just like, man, if you don't like it, just leave it. I'll take care of it. Like, you ain't got to worry about it, right?
Yeah.
But then when that time came and I was like trying to do my own thing, she was taking care of it. But at the end of the day, she's a woman. So I seen the frustration because yeah, it's nice for the first couple weeks, first month,
Mhm.
but that second month rolled around. Now there's some attitude. Um, which I understood, but at the end of I had to bring that to her attention, um in which she had to kind of check herself, of
Yeah.
course. Um but that kind of, and when I would she didn't have to when she came in the house, she didn't even have to say anything. I just knew she was frustrated because of how she was moving after about the second month. Um, but I was still trying to do a little something, something. I just wasn't bringing in as much as I usually
Now,
was.
now I will say this because I see this with my friend, right?
Right.
He his wife lost her job. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he was taking care of bills.
Right.
And seeing how angry he got.
He
That's
got angry.
he got angry.
Why
Like
you?
it didn't even take like 2 months, like a month and a half.
Damn.
Why you ain't gonna get you another job? This and that. Like I feel like women are way more like respectful of the situation
They
than
more
men.
patient than
They're
we are.
way Women are way more patient,
Yeah, way
bro.
more patient.
Like and we don't tip our head off to the women because the patience that they have,
Yeah.
men don't have that kind of patience, man.
I've heard stories like, um just the amount of patience, and I look, if it was me, I'd just been like, hey, you out the door. I ain't with it. Just hey, goodbye.
Now we're gonna get to this other part right
Right.
now, which is emotional intimacy.
Okay, okay.
And That's a strong part of marriage. It's a perception of closeness to me. When you think of emotional intimacy, what do you think of?
Emotional intimacy,
Hmm.
um,
In a marriage.
in a marriage.
Hmm.
I guess for me, when you say one first thing that comes to me when you say emotional intimacy is, I guess, I mean, being able to, okay, so being able to connect with your spouse
Hmm.
on that level where I guess you guys can handle, I mean, each other's emotions. Like for instance, like a guy, when a man is masculine, right?
Hmm.
But when the man is in his most vulnerable state and be vulnerable to their spouse,
Hmm.
I think that unlocks a new door.
Because you can talk to her. You can
Right.
give her. You can share secrets. You can share secrets to your wife that you probably would never tell anybody else. You
Yeah.
know, and for me, and the that part to me, in a marriage, you have three C's. It's a three C system: communication, compromise, and commitment.
Yeah. Communication is the biggest one, I
You know what I'm
think.
saying? And communication is a big one, but compromise is a huge one too.
Yes. You know what? After I said that, I was like, nah, compromise got to be.
Compromise is another. It's a big one because us men in a marriage, the things that we compromise, our wives feel like, oh, it's little, but for us, it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal, and we could go on as far as like telling stories, secrets about your younger self to your wife that you probably won't tell like your homeboy because
Touchy subject, but
it is,
touchy.
it is, and when I mean by that that emotional part, like, because there's things that hurt you as a young man growing up,
Right.
as far as like seeing what your parents done been through, and you share that with your wife. You're like, hey, I don't want that to happen to us,
Yeah.
and if they take that as a joke, most of the times you're like, you know what, this person ain't even listen to what I'm saying.
Right. No, definitely, definitely. I man, when it comes to that, that's just that can get a little touchy too. Compromising, that's two people coming from two different parts of that damn world. Two not even damn world, but the two different areas.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because you don't know how to, you don't like, when it comes to marriage, that's why it's always good to know the parents, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying, or how they was raised. Because if you don't know how that person was raised or how that person was brought up,
You won't understand
you
how
won't
they are.
understand it, how they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they was even in a relationship prior to to yours right now, you know what I'm saying? You don't know, like, what that person before, you know what I'm saying, that mate before done to them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To you, let's just say you ain't wash the dishes, or you just left your stuff everywhere. And to you it's nothing.
Right.
To them it's a big deal. To
Right
them it's a
about
big
that.
deal,
Big deal.
you know? And for me, I told myself this because my mom had told me this. If your wife's parents don't like you, don't get married.
Mm, for real?
My and I used to be I
They
used to
can't
look
come around?
I
Why
used to
got it
think I
matter for
used to
them?
think that my mama was crazy, right? And when I got married and I see other people marriages that didn't last or whatnot, and see how the parents talk crazy about the spouse,
Right.
I start to understand.
Mhm.
It could be, it don't have to be both.
Right. It should just
But
be
if you have that blessing or that love from that one parent, it means a lot, bro.
No, I do. It does.
It means that you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Your
Mhm.
guards are down, especially as a man.
Right.
Like I don't know how it was for you, but for me, it was quite different. Like me, I was locked up, and I wrote I wrote my wife from jail. Mom, mom got the letter,
Oh God.
and and she didn't know who I was as a person. She
Right.
didn't like me. You know what I'm saying throughout time, I showed her the type of man that I am,
Right.
that I can be for her daughter, and she ended up, you know what I'm saying, being she's my best friend right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the father always loved me.
Yeah, but I think pops it's easier with
You think
pops.
so?
I think so because even when I because
Ah,
before I got married, I went to her dad and I
but
went
it's
to her
supposed to be the
mom.
scariest part though.
I wasn't scared. I think me before we got married, I was already kind of building a relationship with her pops.
Ah.
And that man liked to drink, and we bonded. We went. I'm telling you, every time I go to his house for any type of function, he has a cup waiting for me. Like that man be drinking, but I mean, besides the drinking, we connect. You know, sports, big
Mhm.
sports guy.
Oh.
So we definitely see eye to eye on a lot of things, and we're just cool. Her mom's like, I mean, she was cool with it too because I went to both of them, and I don't I think they were more happier than I was. Yeah, they yeah. They cuz I was nervous, but I had been around them long enough to know like I know they're going to give me an approval. Like
Mm.
but at that time I was living with her, we
But that,
Haitian.
yeah, we don't.
You you can't you're not supposed to
You're
be
not supposed to do that type of stuff.
do that before you get
That is
married,
very
right?
froned upon.
So I had to tell my
So the
parents
so the approval
afterwards.
for you is a strong point then.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like and here's the thing, I didn't learn this from my parents. I don't think my father hasn't told me any stories like he went to my mom's
Mom and
dad.
daddy.
It was a different time. I think it was just more so like, they knew each other. They got married after like 6 months and they've been married for about 30 years. So, you can't say, it
Well,
can't happen.
my I remember my dad, and and my mom's parents. They didn't like
Damn.
him. they
Oh
didn't,
god.
they didn't like him more for none. And I
Nut
and I
damn.
and 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 I think that's what my mom told me that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, for me, she she didn't know me. I'm not saying that she hated me. She just didn't know
Know
me.
you, right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, cause I have daughters now too.
Yeah.
If if I'm at home and I get a letter in the mail saying some nigga
Yeah,
in
you gonna
jail,
ask
you know what I'm
like,
saying?
"Nah, put that to the side."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but seeing what I've been through, I think I would sit down with my daughters and be like, "Hey, is this the person that you really want to be with?"
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, I think every dad should have that sit down, of course,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a daughter, because I think we have as men in general, we just have good insight on certain things, even though they may hate it, but we just have I think we just got good intuition, like, we know what the hell's gonna happen. But that's something else. We ain't even gonna get into that.
and es-
Um,
and especially with like the emotional intimacy, like when it comes to being with your significant other, it's so much that we can tackle about that.
yeah.
But I feel like another point, even with the emotional intimacy, is knowing your spouse's love language.
Oh yeah. I know my spouse's love
What's your spouse love language?
food. Food. I mean, like for instance, my love language is gonna be like it's gonna be like I think 80% of 90% of guys gonna be touch. It's gonna be like touching,
Yeah, so yeah, that's physical touch.
physical touch.
Right. For me, my wife love language is words of affirmation.
Okay.
You know, she wants me to tell her. Like, hey, babe, you look good. How was your day? Good morning. Like, like these just you look beautiful. Like,
Right.
just beautiful words of affirmation for her. It goes a long way. Like for me, it's touch. I think
Okay.
most men,
I'm trying to tell you.
most men
It's
is
touch.
touch.
It's
You know what I'm
touch. It's
saying? Like,
physical touch.
I mean, between
I mean, I'm
yeah, it's touch.
touch, touch.
I think it's touch. I
But
think it's touch.
I'll tell you what. If you
Or
had,
or acts of service.
there we go. Yeah, yeah. There you. Hey,
Acts of service.
that one is a
You
big
know what I'm
one
saying?
too.
Like for women, I would say it's words of affirmation and quality time.
Quality time.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Now, if you got that Hasididi chick, then it's receiving gifts. You know what I'm saying? And from my knowledge of seeing marriages, a lot of time those type of marriages don't last.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
I don't see that. Like, 'cause
saying?
if you're always handing out,
Mm,
wanting, and he's always giving, that's
yeah.
not gonna
But
last, bro.
most guys is touch, physical
Yeah.
touch. You know what I'm saying? And acts of
Acts of
service.
service.
Like cook for me.
Like
You know what
coming home to a nice,
I'm saying?
prepared meal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That right
ain't
there.
not, you got some women that
It don't happen all the time. But that right there for men,
is, yeah, you're probably gonna get a ring or get proposed to after you do that right there. You feel me? But definitely, I agree with that. So I mean, yeah, because actually, I come home to a nice plate of food, and like I mentioned to you on the last last couple episodes, like I'm the cooker,
hmm
so when I see that she's
that's real.
throwing, but I'll be honest, I know how to make Haitian food. My wife knows how to when it
Cook.
comes to American food,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she got that, she has that down pat. You feel me?
Cause
So
I ain't never seen a man where his is like receiving gifts. I ain't never seen like that's like a plus. That's like on our birthdays type stuff, whatever. But I never
I don't
seen
really
like
be caring that about
I
that.
don't, I don't.
Like at
And
this,
pl- and plus and plus, women feel like we don't know how to receive gifts, anyways.
you, let me tell you something. I mean, my wife asks me every time, like, "What do you want?" I'd be like, "It doesn't matter." Like, it really doesn't.
Until they get it to you.
And then when she gets the gift, I'd be like, no, I like it though because you was thoughtful and whatnot. But no, we don't know how to receive gifts because it's just like we know what we want, but we don't want to like
Te- for me, I'm gonna tell you why most men love language is not receiving gifts is because they feel like what we ask for is too expensive.
what we asked for. We don't asking
We
for
don't.
nothing like
But if they're looking at closet, they'll be like, "Oh man, your shoes cost like this, that, or whatever." I don't know, like, why ain't like for me? I love dunks. You know what
that.
I'm saying? I love dunks or
Yeah,
whatever, but she like, I'm not spending all that money on no dunks. I'm not doing that. But I spend that money on bags. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So for her, it's like, well, it's a bag,
right.
But for me, it's like these are just dunks, like
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
like. But and then like when I receive the gift, I be like, thank you. But they want like she wants more enthusiasm.
When
With
you see
yeah,
when you receive it,
when I receive it, like
jump up in the air,
yeah, like
like, oh
and
my
I
gosh,
and I'd be like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it.
right,
Did you like it? Like it's cool. It's cool.
right.
But nah, she want that enthusiasm.
Man, my wife now is, I think she getting to that point where she just go and get me clothes. Just she'll just pants, shirt, little outfit. I
Uh,
think I'm like, what my brother told me the other day? He was like, "Yeah, that's that over 30 age." I was like, because bro, I was not receiving clothes until after about when I
Yeah.
got over 30, bro. And all of a sudden it's little shirts, little pants. I'm like,
Now,
bruh.
I just don't know what it is like with us men, like when it comes to like the gifts that some wives they they just know how to just give like
Yeah.
the perfect gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for the majority of them, you know what I'm saying, including mine, I take what I get. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Come
And
on.
I appreciate it.
Come
But
on.
they know it's a little doubt in your mind. They know that like you didn't like it, did you? I'm like,
Yeah,
nah,
they
it's
go.
cool. It's
It's
cool.
cool.
Nah, you didn't like it. Just you could just tell me.
Sometimes you just
And
gotta.
let me tell you guys, don't ever tell them that you do not like that gift.
Yeah, don't tell them that.
Don't ever tell them that. Cause you know what they're gonna say? I ain't gonna never get you nothing else, then.
Bro, that's exactly what they go. You know what? Forget it. I ain't even gonna tell you. I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't
Like
gonna give you nothing.
just appreciate it for cause with women, they take when they do go out their way to give you a gift, they be trying their hardest. They be trying their hardest.
They really
Even
do.
they do. You know what I'm saying? Like for us men, I feel like it's easier for men giving gifts.
Yeah. When it comes to us, bro, we can just go to a jewelry store. We can like, I mean,
Like you look in the closet, you see what they like,
yeah,
what you know what I'm saying, and then they're gonna tell you like what they want. Like they're gonna throw little hints out there, especially at like birthday or Christmas or whatever it is. They're
yeah,
gonna throw Valentine's, they're gonna throw little hints out there. Us men, we ain't throwing no hints.
yeah.
We ain't giving none.
I ain't looking for for me. I'll be honest when it comes down to that. I'm not looking for anything.
But you hope.
But if you're not trying, like if I'm giving my spouse, like if I'm always giving gifts, because I'll be honest, it's slowed down a little bit, because my wife is not. She's like she likes getting gifts, but she be like, man, just save your money, stop,
Stop spending.
stop spending. Because in the beginning, even your brother said came with me to this was even before I got married. I went to Kane Jewelers, K Jewelers. Was it K
K.
Jeweler?
K.
K, yeah, K. I was always buying my wife, you know, Michael Kors. In the beginning, like this was years when Michael Kors
That was it.
was it.
Yeah.
Diamond little bracelets, necklaces. And your brother over there like asking me like, "Who you getting this for?" I'm getting this. At the time it was just my
Mhm.
lady. We wasn't married. No, definitely wasn't married at that time. Cause I was still in chase mode
When
while we
you
were in a
when you in
relationship.
chase mode, boy, look.
Yeah. But that kind of died off because I mean I once in a while I get her some when it comes down to jewelry, but if I'm doing all of this and like I'm just like you just don't put no effort, like you just all you're doing is just receiving and you not even putting the slightest effort.
And with women, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
with women when they don't put in effort, you know what their number one excuse?
What?
I don't know what to
Would you?
get you.
Yeah, man. Stop that. Because I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna like what I'm about to get you either, but I still go get it.
Assume,
Yeah. I assume you're gonna like it.
assume, and then like for me, my thing is with the gifts. If I buy a woman a gift, if I buy my wife a gift, let me say that. If I buy my wife a gift and I don't see her wearing it, I feel like she don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you,
Yeah.
do you like the gift? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see you wearing it.
All right.
Because everything else I see you rocking. Like, what is it about that gift?
That's why you keep
Oh,
the
I like. I I'm waiting for the right time to wear it.
keep the receipt. That way, if
Mhm.
you don't like it, you can get what you want.
You got 30 days though, 60 days at the most.
60 days. All right. Yeah. So if I get something and I'll keep I won't tell her I got the receipt,
Yeah,
but if I'll keep the receipt, if I give it to him, be like, I really didn't want this. Well, god dang it, because the moment you throw that receipt away, then what?
jot that down in my
Jot it
hand.
down.
No,
I
no
don't like
notebooks
that.
right there, cause I automatically like once I get the gift for them, be like, oh, thank you, babe.
Yeah, be so
I
happy.
throw that receipt away.
Wait. But most of the time, I know that she's gonna like it, of
Yeah,
course,
like
because
I got to the point where right now she gonna know now, but
this she gonna know. She ain't gonna know now, but it's gonna be later
yeah,
on.
I let my daughter choose the gift. I know the gift, but I be like it came from your daughter. So when she says she don't like it, I'm
Mm,
like, I bet I got you,
right.
I got you, I got you.
Definitely, definitely, bro.
But this was a real dope episode on Married Minds podcast, especially about
Definitely. The marriage
the
and
the marriage
finance.
and finance because
It's tough, man.
we don't talk about that a lot,
You know.
especially like from a man's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for us to engage in those type of communications.
Right.
You know, telling our wives to sit down with our wife and jotting down, you know, where we're trying to go with our finances. And in nowadays, we all don't have it like that.
Come on.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
This is real life, bro. We're not
Real life. It ain't, you know
this
what I'm
ain't
saying?
what's on goddamn social media.
Yeah, this is
Like,
real life. A lot of people are working the 9 to 5s, and it's paycheck to paycheck.
right,
And we're trying to keep our marriage going, loving with our finances.
you're
And we
right.
don't make the most money in the world. And also with the emotional intimacy, you know, we be trying to get to know our partners on a whole nother level,
Right.
and we be want to open up to our wives, you know. And it's like a for me, I think I start opening up to my wife in my fourth or fifth year of marriage.
Okay.
As far as like telling her my deepest secrets
Mm,
and like the things that I've been through when I was younger. You know, you tell her little stories here and there, but like telling her like my deepest secrets, like I don't know for you, but for me, like it was hard for me to tell my wife the type of person I was when I was younger.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. I mean, I've been pretty open with my wife as far as I'm okay, I'll put it to you like this. I grew up in a household where my dad like crit- told us how it was, how it
Mm.
is. He never he never held anything back. Everything was at the forefront. Like we're not hiding anything, right? Um, with me and my wife, I'm the same way, and I know she hates it sometimes because I can be when I critique her, and when I mean critique her, like when she asks me questions and I give her my honest opinion, it's never with the intentions like I'm trying to hurt you or anything, but I want to see the best come out of you. So I answer to be as true to myself and letting you know, before somebody because you can have a whole bunch of people behind you saying yes, yes, yes when whatever you have going on may not be working.
Mm.
It's not to hate. It's never to hate. It's always I'm there to encourage you, but at the same time I'm gonna let you know.
But in the man's not to piggyback off what you're saying,
Right.
from a man's point of view, is a husband at that. Most of the times, it come off from their
Perspective, yeah.
from their perspective, come off harsh.
Harsh. Yeah. It's true. I mean, I think it's the approach that we take because I have a tough time with my approach as well. And boy, let me tell you, my pops be what pops. I be talking to my pops, and you know, in Haitian in Creole, he just be like, you just have to be do small.
Yeah.
Like you have to be real. You have to be really patient and just you can't. Men naturally we're aggressive, so when we do
Aggressive.
talk, we talk with a lot of emphasis. We use our hands, facial expressions, and up till now, I know my wife hates it because my facial expressions speak louder than my actual voice,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Um,
it's a lot of us
Yeah, of
men. It's just
course.
like it didn't like the tone,
Yes, it's the tone.
the tone.
That's what it is. It's the tone. But then again, it's like sometimes it's like you come to them and you come to your spouse and you give them a nice tone, but they're not receptive with that tone. So now you gotta kind of poke your chest out and bring the
Mhm.
deep voice
And
back
then
in,
and then
and
like I said, that right there, it comes back to knowing who they were when they were
before.
before,
Yeah.
because that tone could work, what I'm saying, for your relationship, what I'm saying now.
Mhm.
But back then, maybe
It
that
wasn't. Yeah.
tone probably came with like a hand or a fist from their prior relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta reassure your mate that, hey, I ain't finna put my hands on you. But I'm letting you know, like, this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it. And I remember before I got married, I was just, when I was dating, you know what I'm saying? And I was just, my tone of voice would be very harsh, very brass. And, she was like, and she was waiting for for me to just smack her. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, you're not gonna put your hands on me? I remember I looked at her like, huh?
Or yeah, that the last
That's
relationship
how I knew I
was.
couldn't be with her.
Yeah.
You got too comfortable with a man putting their hands on you.
That's PTSD in a way.
I ain't never looked at it like that.
It is because if she before like if that tone of voice activated that, yeah, that's like she been through it, but definitely that's any man that put their hands on a lady on a woman can't say the word, but you know what you are.
You just
You that you yeah.
women have their ways of putting that tick in a man, especially in a husband. But as a husband, the best thing to do is just walk away.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have kids around you. You don't even have to have kids around you, but as a man, as a husband, just walk away, because it's nothing worth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I done been locked up with dudes, and the the ones that done beat up on their wives or beat up on their girlfriends, man, we looked at them crazy in jail.
No, I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? And the judges, they hate you. They give you a real hard, what I'm saying? They really hate you. Like they'll probably give the person that just robbed the bank more leniency than you. For real.
That's crazy. That's
Right
crazy.
now, like I want advocate to put your hands on your woman. As far as you could get your point across talking to your woman
Yeah.
before putting your hands on
Or
her.
if you get to that point, just leave, bro.
Just
Just
leave.
just
If
just walk
if
out.
you feel like that's what you have to do,
Just
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying,
just
just leave.
leave.
And even for women that like putting their hands on women, on
On
men,
men, yeah. That's not okay either.
it's not.
But society is not going to bring that to the forefront and
No.
and and advertise that because they're just
And a
not.
lot of time, like you said, like I was saying earlier, how a woman was raised tells you a lot about who she is.
Yeah.
Because if a woman loves to put her hands on a man, as a man, if you even reciprocate
Yeah.
that right there, you gonna be the one that looked at crazy.
Right.
That's why it's the best thing to do is just walk away.
Yep.
I tell my brother, I tell my best friend, I tell you this. Like, don't ever put your hands on a woman.
You know what was crazy? My pop. Well, I don't think my pops really needed to tell me that. He just the way he raised us,
Mhm.
we just knew that wasn't it. But
That
my
was the norm.
mom, like, she would tell us, um, she would tell me like when I past relationships, um, even now if I get upset, um she was just like, "Just calm down." Of course, I've never been no violent or anything, but she
Mhm.
knows, like, as a man, we can really we can black out. And so And women and your lady, she knows all the right buttons to push. She knows she can push them buttons that
Man, listen,
no other person can really push. And
cause you've been vulnerable to her
yeah,
before.
exactly. And you know, that's unfortunately that's the upside, that's the downside to it cuz when we're vulnerable and we give that vulnerability to
Our
our wives,
wives.
they have all the ammo. They have all the ammo. And then they want to know why, or why he went off like that, like why he just went crazy like that. Well, I gave you all the ammo and now you're just throwing it back in my face.
Yeah.
I don't feel like when a woman receives that, I don't think they should be using it as ammo regardless of the situation, cuz it can really get to a crazy point. And we're not saying that we would get to that point, but you got some guys out here that just really don't care. Like,
But for men though, like our ammo is just being honest. Our ammo is to see you cry.
nah, I can't deal with that. I'll be honest with you.
Now, a lot of men, a lot of husbands, I ain't gonna lie to you, their ammo is to see you cry. Like if I said something to you and
Yeah.
it didn't hurt, you like whatever, whatever. They're gonna keep throwing shots out
Nah,
there
not
to see
me.
you cry. Like not saying I am, but I know a lot of men, their ammo, that's how they know that they done broke their wives down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If I,
Like their
yeah,
wives or whatever, they know what button to press
yeah.
to get you black out, to get you
Right,
mad.
right, right, right.
The man, on the other hand, I know what it going what's going to make you cry.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's our first thought. I know for some women, I know for women it is like you get in an argument and the first thing for a woman, like if they feel disrespected, they're gonna blurt out exactly, first thing that come to their head is they're gonna blurt out all the secrets we done told you. Now all the secrets is out.
All the cat out the bag,
Now the
boy.
whole cat is out the bag. Now what? Now you expect us to be together after you done did that? But
And that's the thing with women. Like after that happens, how do you have that conversation?
look,
Level headed.
look, I'll tell you this. I'm not gonna say the name of this person because this person is a real good friend of mine. But and he owned up to it, of course. He definitely owned up to it because I talked to him about it. So a situation where, of course, he was working. He's working around a lot of women, right?
Mm.
Um, long story short, you know, went off, did his thing. Lady found out. Lady went on social media and like literally put all the business out, right? But they're together. Now that they're still together, and I'm gonna keep it at that because I can say other things, but if I say too much, then y'all start to know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm gonna stop at that. But yeah, they're back together, full fledged, and I'm like, well, I don't. And I talked to him about it too. I'm like, well, why the hell she went and did all that if she was gonna take you back? Like I told him this, he's like,
You
he
know
over there
what?
like he don't even
I'm
know.
cool. Honestly, why you do that with ladies, I don't know why. But another thing I don't like
Yeah.
is when there's like a heated argument in the house between the husband and the wife, or something might have been done and she calls the police, and then be the same one after he gets locked up to be bonding you out to doing all this. Why go through that in the first place?
All right.
And like I would love to know the answer to that question because I fail to even I don't have the answer. I just and it's always always like, do you know like them court fees cost?
Dead
The lawyer fees?
to go through all that and you want to really do this?
Like because I was always in the mindset once you call the police on a man,
I
the
think,
relationship is over.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then y'all end up being together and you writing a letter to the judge. I didn't mean to do this. It was in the heat of the moment or whatnot. Why go through all that?
Yeah.
I got
Nah.
I had got a response one time. It was I had to show him a lesson. Huh?
Mm. Yeah. That's crazy. Show him what lesson? Yeah. So again, we understand a lot of things go on in marriages, definitely when it comes to marriage and finance, um, and everything pretty much around it. Being vulnerable with your spouse. All this is not easy. We don't come to here to pretty much tell you that it's something that is simple. It's a work in progress. I mean, we're still working on ours. That's just the way it is. It's just for us, I feel like it's gotten a lot easier because we've gone through those first
Yeah,
7 years,
yeah.
which is usually the hardest
The
years.
hardest.
Um,
The hardest.
but we definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in, and just hearing our insight on marriage and finance, and
The emotional. You know what I'm saying?
definitely
The
emotional
emotional
intimacy.
the emotional intimacy, that part right there, it's huge in our marriage life, you know.
Definitely.
And we appreciate you guys for tuning in with us because it's not an easy subject to tackle. And
And again, we just giving you guys our experiences.
our point of view.
Yeah. When we have some type of advice, we're definitely gonna, you know, feed that to you guys, just based off of what works for us. Not to say that it'll work for you, but maybe you guys can use that and, put it in your own way. Yeah.
To channel whatever you going through.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Um, Again, continue to be on this journey with us because it's still a journey. And if you're married out there, um, continue to tune in. We might be going through the same things as men, or even spouses that wives that want to tune in too, just to hear our insight and try to figure out what the heck going on with their spouse. um we're not therapists. We're just here to give you our insight and just show you that marriage is beautiful, but you got to work to make it
It's
beautiful.
we want to give you our point of view as husbands.
Right.
You know, like he said, marriage is a roller coaster. But sometimes getting to know like, hey, my husband, oh, he goes through the same thing as my husband. Okay, I understand. So that's y'all thing. What y'all do.
All right.
But it's c'est la vie.
Yeah, it's case by case. Everybody, every marriage, uh, what works for us may not work for you guys.
What works
Um,
for him may
may
not
not work
work
for
for me.
him, right? But I think it's just a general aspect as to how we're coming to you guys and just kind of giving you what we kind of go through on a daily basis. But again, we're excited that you guys tuned in. To Married Minds podcast. And until next time, we'll
It
see you
be
on the
that
next
it.
episode. Be that's it.